Good morning, dear students. I am teaching chapter 11, and in last topic I discussed about the electrostatic force, and now I will discuss about the magnetic force. What is the magnetic force? So you know that substances just like the iron, steel, cobalt, nickel, when placed in a coil carrying electric current, develop a strength property of attracting tiny bits of iron or steel towards themselves. The strength property of some substances to attract iron or steel objects toward itself is called the magnetic properties. So what is the magnetic properties? Magnetic properties when the strength property of the some substance to attract iron or steel objects towards itself is called the magnetic property, and the substances which has the above property is called a magnet. The substance which has a above property is called the magnet. And you know that the objects of iron or steel that is move towards magnet, we can say that they are acted upon the force of a magnet. If any magnet is there, and if you will take some pieces of the iron, steel, cobalt, nickel, and when you have to come in contact with the magnet, then it will attract because they have the strength property, and following activities will prove that a magnet has a force. So activity 11.3 I will read, and you will see that materials required. What are the materials for the activity? Materials required: bowl containing common pins and magnet. What is the method? You know that bring the north pole and mark the end of the bar magnet near a glass bowl containing common pins. You will take the bowl and you have to put some pins in the bowl, and when it is seen that soon as the end of the bar magnet comes close to the common pins, and you have to take the bar magnet as you can see in the diagram 11.17 given, and the bar magnet comes closer to the common pins, then they are pulled towards the magnet, and thus the activity clearly proves that magnet exert a force which pulls the steel pin towards itself. And bowl containing steel pins, and when you have to take the bowl, you can see in the diagram, and you have to take the bar magnet, and south pole and north pole it is marked already, and when steel pins are there and when you have to put bar magnet in the bowl, then you will see that what is the north pole of the magnet pin attract. So by this activity it is clearly proved that magnet attract the iron and the steel. And then now come to the activity 11.4. Activity 11.4. So activity 11.4 is the to prove that magnetic force easily pass through wood or glass. So what are the materials required for the activity? Materials required: toy car made of iron or steel, horseshoe magnet, table with glass top, and table with wooden top. Toy car made of iron, you can see in the diagram 11.18 it is given. What is the method? When you have to place the toy car on the glass table top, move the magnet under the glass top. Notice that the toy car follows the movements of the magnet. Repeat the above activity with the wooden table top, and notice that here too the car follows the movement of magnet. So from the activities 11.3 and from the activity 11.4, different conclusions can be drawn. Conclusions, you can see that a magnet exerts magnetic force on the object made of iron or other magnetic substances. If any substances is made from the iron, then or other magnetic substances, then magnet exert a magnetic force and it will attract. And the magnetic force can easily pass through substances like wood or glass. What is the unit of force? What is the unit of force? So unit of force, you need a very small force to lift your science book. If you want to lift your science book, you need only small force to lift your book, but you need to exert more force to lift your school bag. Obviously, if you will lift your school bag, then it will exert more force. We want more force to lift up school bag. Now we can't use terms a small force or a big force, a very big force, etc. For describing the force required to lift an object, and the some unit is required to describe small or big forces. And the unit commonly used for measuring force is called the kilogram force. That unit is commonly used and that is called the kilogram force. What it is called? Kilogram force. What is called? Kilogram force. If you will open your book, page number 127, then you can see. And how big is the kilogram force? Then it is the force required to vertically lift a body having a mass of 1 kg. In other words, the force of gravity acting on 1 kg mass is 1 kilogram force. 1 kilogram force is written kgf. kgf, kilogram force, kgf. And you know that for measuring small forces, the unit is gram force symbol gf. If gram force is there, then small g and small f. After that, 1 gram force is the force required to lift a mass of 1 gram vertically. And in SI system, the unit of force is called the Newton. And in the SI system, unit of force is Newton. What is the unit of force? Newton. What is the unit of force? That is the Newton. And symbol is the N. It has been found that 1 kilogram force is equal to 10 Newton. Actually, 1 kilogram force is equal to 9.8 Newton. And it is taken as the 10 Newton. If we have to lift a mass of 1 kg vertically, the force required in the international system of unit is 10 Newton. And 10 Newton force is needed for lifting mass, that is the 1 kg, or 10 Newton force is needed for lifting mass. That is the 1000 gram. And 1 Newton force is needed for lifting mass, that is the 100 gram. Till here all of you take revision.